All right, guys, we're back with BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. And I have a very special co-host with me here today, Reagan Payne with Fusion Now. Reagan, how are you feeling right now?
Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm thrilled to be here. And Bryce did tell me I had to come up with a safety name, so you guys can call me Turn Right Reagan. Right?
You heard it first here, ladies and gents. Okay, think twice, Bryce. Turn right, Reagan.
We'll
I
come
like
up with
it.
yours.
Yeah, we got to come up with your names too. So we have two very special guests with us here today. I've got Kathy Tuccaro. We also have Angelique Temple here, also known as the Tornado. So watch out, y'all. All right. So, ladies, can you first tell us how y'all met? Like, what's going on?
Oh, I have to say that one. We just met, first of all, just met at the reception.
At the reception.
And I literally picked her out. So it's like a stalking without the water protection. And I grabbed her and like, wait a minute, come over here, I need a picture. And she was like, sure. And then we started talking about what she does, and we just connected as if we knew each other the whole time.
That's right. I had a really funky hat, that's why. That was,
Okay.
I had a kind of like a steampunk hat that I got in Vegas with the big
I love
lights. It was awesome.
my goodness.
She's like, come here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
For bike night?
Yes.
Bike
Oh,
night,
yes.
That was
Yes.
so
Bike
much
night.
fun. I'm just gonna let y'all know Drive Safe Day was like busting the moves out there on the dance floor.
Right.
I know, did y'all see him?
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy can actually dance.
I try to stay away so I don't get pulled on the
Oh,
dance
yeah.
floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to
smart.
fall,
That
and
was
people
smart.
take pictures of that. Yes.
Definitely.
So I'm really glad that we have the four of us here.
Yes.
And I kind of just want to dive into, let's start with you, Kathy, first. Can you just give us a little bit of background story with
Oh
you?
my.
I know that's
Okay.
kind of a loaded question.
Okay, it is a loaded question, but okay, I'll try to make it quick. I was a nurse for 13 years, and I was really good at it. I love taking care of people, but the problem was that I didn't know how to balance it out and take care of me, so I ended up being what could you say, drinking my problems and drinking my coping skills to a point where I couldn't really see the patients anymore, so I ended up losing my nursing career. But there's a reason why I lost the nursing career, because behind the alcohol, there was trauma. A lot of trauma. And I know that behind any addiction, it's not so much, the drug itself or the alcohol, but what's lying behind that. And so I had to take time off of life. I ended up drunk and homeless, losing everything I owned. My daughter wouldn't talk to me. I mean, it was really bad. I slashed my arm. I don't remember doing it. But a moment with Toothless Joe, hero of my story.
I remember this.
Toothless Joe. If you're listening out there one day, I'm gonna find you. Yeah, that's right. Toothless Joe slapped on the 7th day of being homeless. He slaps me on the back and he's like, this is the life. And I'm like, excuse me? And it was my moment, my aha moment where I'm like, this is not my life. I've always known there's a bigger purpose for what I'm supposed to do, and being drunk and homeless standing beside that guy, no, that didn't qualify. This ain't it. Right. So I took the necessary steps. I turned around in that moment. I went to the hospital. I went to a women's recovery program where I actually had to live there for a year. I had so many layers of trauma over 40 years, a lot of multiple rapes, a lot of extreme domestic violence. I mean, I was strangled 3 times to the point of losing consciousness. I lived with a shovel on my porch. I mean, it was just these horrible things. And all the while nursing, trying to function and trying to, remain that I'm good. But so I had to go address all that, which isn't that easy. I mean, change is hard, right? Change takes time. It does not happen overnight. No. You got to chip away at it, like little by little, step by step. And I did that. And that's when I realized that I couldn't go back to nursing. But how do you change careers at 42?
Right.
It's not easy.
Absolutely.
Right? Even picking a career is hard. Never mind when you're midlife, when you're like, is anybody really going to hire me? Like, right? With no experience?
Sure.
So get this. I went to a career planning workshop where they did aptitude test, personality test. And after 3 days, they gave me almost like a stamp on the forehead. You're going to be a heavy equipment operator.
You're like, what?
I'm like, yes. I'm like,
what is that?
You say what now?
I'm like, excuse me? I'm like,
Right.
I laughed so hard, I just about fell off my chair, right? I'm like, that's got to be the most ridiculous career I've ever come on. I'm 42. I'm a woman. I don't even like equipment. I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm really not. And it's a man's job. I honestly thought, excuse me, but I really did think it was a man's job back then. Now I know it's men's best kept secret. Right?
Perspective shift.
Yes,
Yeah.
perspective. So anyway, so this woman sent me to a nonprofit organization in Canada, because I'm Canadian, and it's called Women Building Futures, the best program ever. What it is, it's companies that sponsor ladies to go into the non-traditional trades. Not everybody wants to work in the corporate world, right?
Right.
And well, I know I don't, but so anyway, so she sent me there, and the day I walk in was the day ExxonMobil, the biggest oil and gas company in the world, Imperial Oil in Canada, they were there, and they were sponsoring 16 women to take a 12-week heavy equipment course. Wow, I didn't know what a haul truck was. I just saw the 10 days on, 10 days off. I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what that is. I'll do it, right? Because I knew I could drive. I was thinking a truck like here. Yet no, for anybody out there, I now operate the largest truck in the world. It is literally. It's a 797 Cat for any Caterpillar finning operators out there. Yes, 797. For anybody that's not an operator, it is, the tires are 14 feet tall. I should have brought my book.
It's okay.
Yeah, the tires are 14 feet tall. The box is, it's 2.5 stories high just to go sit in the cab where I work, where I sit all day. It's amazing. And when the box is up, it's 5 stories high. I literally drive a building. The Caterpillar engineer said you could fit 2 million hockey pucks. In the back.
Wow.
2 million hockey pucks. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been doing this for 10 years now. And honestly, it is men's best kept secret. I work in a sandbox all day. I'm in coveralls. I make money, good money. I got great time off. It's challenging, and let me say, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's the most important part, though.
And she makes good money. I just want to repeat that.
Oh yeah.
I just want to repeat that. I want to repeat that.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and I get 2 weeks off every 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I see the
Okay, you
benefits.
see? So yeah. So ladies, if you're looking for a career change, please do not omit the trades. Number one, it's never too late. It's never too late to
Never too
change,
late.
right? It's never too late to start a new career, ever.
Ever.
And anything is out there. If you think, if someone tells you that you can't do it just to prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
Now, my following question is that Angie's story is very different.
Oh, God.
You know, at 42, you realize that maybe this is what I want to do, and then you realize you love it. And you knew by the age of 12 years old
12.
that this is what I want to do. And you
Yes.
may have not gotten the support that you hope to have.
Not.
Can we talk about
You
that?
can say the not. Don't
You
say may or may
didn't.
not.
She did not have the support.
the not.
Okay. What was that like,
Emphasize.
knowing what you wanted to do at such a young age, and people just thought like that's crazy.
Okay, so being born and raised in New York, I was riding with my dad, and I was on the way to work with him to spend time just kind of figuring out
Right.
what he does, right? So we're sitting there, we're driving, and a tanker truck passed, and I said, that's what I want to do. And he looked at me like, no, I was the only girl. So he said, no daughter of mine is going to drive anything like that.
Right.
Of course, hearing the horror stories from where he worked, he was the supervisor for the New York Times in Manhattan. So he was like, no, it's not going to happen. But it was going to happen. It just had to be later. Anyways, I was too young, regardless. So I left. When I left New York, not for that reason, but when I left and I came to Virginia, it started off as I drove a bus in New York, first of all. So I had a really bad accident. A truck hit me, kind of immobilized me for a little bit. 3 herniated discs in the back, 2 bulged discs in the neck. Yes, so I became a truck driver anyway. Yeah. So after that, I began my career in hazmat because that was my passion. That's my passion. The whole acid, gasoline, it doesn't matter. If it has to have a warning to you when I'm coming through, I love it. Hence tornado, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
So in that time, it was a gentleman named Mr. Pete Tuccaro, and he actually was not only the dispatcher, but he was in charge of the terminal. And he gave me a shot straight out of school, and he trained me. And when he first let me go, he was like, well, this is what you have. And I went out, and I came back, and he was like, what happened? I said, nothing, I'm done. And he said, no, wait, you're not done. Everything I gave you. I said, absolutely, I'm done. So he looked at it, looked at my paperwork, everything signed, and he was like, He was like, I'm going to call you Tornado. I have never seen anyone turn loads like that.
Oh my
He was like
goodness.
my dad away from my dad because I was not in New York. So I've kept it. Like literally, it's on my vehicles.
It's the
now
name
the
of
name
your
of my
company.
company.
Literally.
It's been my CB handle this whole time. So every time, even my children, they walk around now, they're grown, all 6 of them, and we're not gonna get into that right this minute, but all 6 of the children are grown, and they're like, oh wait, you're Tornado's kid, right? Yeah. It's a switch from being, hey, you're so-and-so's mom, right? Because that's what I had.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, definitely was great. So my dream was to not only be an owner operator, but do a whole transportation company. So when my last children graduated from high school, that was my moment. COVID started, I didn't care. It was the moment. This is it. It's do or die. I'm going out there. So, and I did. And I just finished my first full year in October as an owner operator, even though I have, thank you.
Congrats to that.
She's my hero.
No.
All of us.
So I have almost 24 years experience driving altogether.
Wow.
So in
That's
and out.
impressive.
Thank you. Well, you're impressive. So we're impressive.
I love this.
So yeah, I'm sorry, it's the New York in me. So basically, I'm on my 3rd marriage, which is great, okay, because I was a single mom most of the time, but my husband now, Mr. Amar Temple, shout out to him. He has been through a lot of the things that I have been through. What he's been through with women, I've been through with men, and we've been friends for 8 years prior. So we get along great. I mean, it's so wonderful just to not only be able to have someone like that, but to also be able to share. Because when I went through alone, he didn't have to. So that's the great part.
I'm happy for you for that. And I'm happy, Kathy, that you found your path, you found your calling, and whether you are 60 years old, 20 years old,
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's
Right.
never too
Yeah.
late.
12 years old.
I have to share something because, excuse me, Miss Angelique.
Oh my goodness, here we are.
You are not the only one that's nickname is Tornado.
Okay.
There's a reason. Okay, so my
Okay.
let
me brace myself.
So my nickname is Tuccaro Tornado. Okay.
There you go.
I'm not
Okay,
joking
this
because number one, I have 8 hamsters and 1 wheel in my noggin. I'm a Gemini. I'm like
Me too.
What?
May 31st.
I love this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the snatching of her saying, hey, come here.
It was like destiny.
Is that that's what it is?
Literally.
Well,
Wow.
the reason they call me Tuccaro Tornado is because when now my job allows me time off. So what I do, since I get so much time off, I refuse. I should be dead 10 times over. And I said, you know what? I am not wasting the rest of my life in front of a youth watching TV on the couch. I'm not doing it. So I started giving back to the world. So now, everywhere I travel, I make sure I go to the women's shelters, I go to juvenile homes, I'll go to schools, I'll go to prisons. I mean, I'll create events, and I do those events for free because when you're in a shelter, you don't have money, right? And it's not about the money. It's about raising up the community. Raising up one woman will change an entire community.
Absolutely.
Right? I know because I've done it.
We are the same,
right?
because like we do the same thing.
Yes.
So
I got goosebumps.
Absolutely.
Right. So in case, this is my sister. In case you haven't met.
Hi.
Yes. So it doesn't
Never mind,
matter.
brother from another mother.
We're related.
Sister from another
Yes,
mother.
we're not going anywhere. So
When I go to the islands, because I go to the Caribbean a lot, so I take Kathy time in the afternoon, but I make a point of empowering the girls in the morning.
Absolutely.
So they said, oh, it's hurricane season. I'm like, hurricane season? I'm like, and she says, oh no, you don't come like a hurricane, you come in like a tornado.
There
Because
you go.
they have a hard time following me, right? I mean, let's go, man. We got places to go.
Right.
Oh, I love
it's
this.
the same thing.
We are friends for life, you know that, right?
You don't have a choice anyway. I mean, I basically stalked you at the reception. It's not like I can't find you.
It was meant to be.
Yes, because every year we do different organizations, or if someone has us a list of families, so it's just like me saying, hey, who do you know that needs? So I do that, even with being a mom of 6 children.
We're gonna do that together.
We are. I actually.
We're going to do a drive together.
So yeah, not only a drive, we're going to do the traveling. I'm going to partner up with you. I'm sorry, I'm just sprung this on you, but I'm just telling you what we're going to do.
Can be a part of this too?
No,
Yeah.
You want to follow us and document it? Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to partner up. So everything that she does community-wise, it's going to be a team thing. I'm actually going to set up to where I am going to be helping her. So it's not even going to be, because this is who I am. And this is what we do. So now that I met the sister that my mom and dad did not tell me about, because they didn't know. So now this is like a for life thing. This is like a for life thing, but this is me. Because it's very difficult to find someone who not only relates to you, but has the same mission you have. So I always tell my kids, you know, some of my kids are in the medical field. So I always tell my kids, and even the women, young women, older women that I mentor, I said, what you do is your job, but what about your mission? Your job has nothing to
Job's
do with
just a
your
job.
mission.
I have a great job. It's just a
Yes,
job. Does
absolutely.
not
But
define
the
me.
mission has to be done.
Yeah.
It has to be done. Because if not, then why were we spared? Why we're still here?
How about Wings of Hope International?
I love it.
Ah,
Make it happen.
there you go.
You know, this event,
So,
this is just
yeah.
a perfect example. We talked about it on our prior interview to this. This event's so powerful, bringing women together.
It is.
And it makes me so happy. It makes me feel inspired leaving this. Of what are we
Right.
going to do next? How are we going to keep this
That's
continuing
right.
for other women to have the same interaction that you both had? Because I guarantee you, there's so many females in the industry that probably could connect like the both of you
Absolutely.
have,
Oh,
and could do something even greater together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, we get that all the time. So I'm walking in the hallway and I get, hey, so are you going to come next year? And I'm like, wait, in case we haven't met, like, I have been in Women in Trucking since 2015. I have been on the image team, so I'm here every year.
I see your face everywhere.
Can I see you next year? Are you going to be here next year? I'll be here.
Exactly.
I'm not going anywhere. So
I took
you
a
know,
week
it's just
vacation
it.
to come here, and
Oh
I
my
am
goodness.
so glad. Number one, I missed night shift, but that's beside the point.
No.
No, the connections I've made has been incredible. Like I'm
Even the
so
one she didn't want
blessed.
to.
Yeah,
Well, she didn't expect.
She almost bowled me over on the dance floor. It was
did.
so funny.
I was not letting
It's a Gemini thing.
It is. Like I literally was like, wait, what? No, she didn't just pass me. Like, get the camera. I'm telling my husband, get the phone. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not, it was just like an instant connection. Like I don't know who she was at the time, right?
Right.
So
The
but
hat,
I just knew
the
it's just
personality.
something. It was just something in just the passing. It's like if someone has the same, and I know people might not believe it, but believe it or not, if someone has the same heart and the same spirit, you'll feel that when they pass you. And if you don't, maybe a deeper soul searching is necessary.
Yeah.
Because you do feel that. Before she says hello, forget about it was wind down time. No. It wasn't a wind down for me because it was like, this is a connection.
That's just the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
You read her energy.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I only had just a little bit.
Oh, just a little hey,
The hat, just a little bit. I mean,
I read
you
it.
gotta see this hat, man.
Right? Yeah, I can't wait to
Yes.
see.
It's a Vegas
Yes.
hat.
I can't wait to
Oh my
see it.
God.
Now, trucking question.
Okay.
You drive tankers. And
I used to.
Or used to, yes.
In my own company, I do not.
Okay. But you
not.
drove it for many years.
Yes, absolutely.
And then Kathy, you drive big rigs. Those are
Mining trucks.
mining trucks.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of, safety and responsibility that comes with driving those kind of vehicles. I mean, we've often heard that women, they're safer. They're more detail oriented, they're more organized.
Okay.
I mean, what would you recommend for women that are interested in doing driving tankers,
Right.
mining machines? What would you say to those women?
Well,
As far
I
as safety, are we focusing on the safety
If they're
aspect?
interested in pursuing that type of
Right,
career.
okay.
well, in Canada, my God, go to Women Building Futures. It is
Yeah.
if it's not heavy equipment, well then there's electrician, there's plumbing, there's other trades that
Absolutely.
because not everybody's geared. I mean, to be a trucker, right? There's other
Absolutely.
things to do.
Absolutely.
But just remember, it's men's best kept secret.
You now know.
Saying it again.
And for me, I think just being stationed in Virginia. So me being in Virginia, there's so many schools. And until you get to the school and you say, hey, I need the help, that's where the resources are.
Yeah.
And also, Women in Trucking has the foundation. So we do scholarships for women that want to get into the industry. And then let's just add in that even though we do, let's not single out that if you don't feel that that's for you at that time, there's other avenues. There's the brokering,
So
there's
many.
the shipping, there's the office work. So even if you don't, it's still the industry. You don't have to be behind the wheel like us, even though you should. You really should.
Say that again.
Yeah,
Yes, we should.
Yeah, you should. But in case you're not ready for that, there's other avenues because it takes more than her and I and just the other people in the world that make up the industry. So it takes the behind the scenes people. It takes everybody as a whole. It's not just us. Everybody makes up the whole unit so that we can all be what we call the transportation industry.
Exactly. I love that because, I think before I joined the industry and many other people, when you hear trucking, you're just thinking of a driver, and there's so many more avenues you can venture out. Even
Right,
though
absolutely.
drivers are they are the foundation of the trucking industry. Without drivers,
We
there would
appreciate
be
that.
no industry.
Yeah.
There
Thank you.
wouldn't.
Thank you.
And you are essential workers. You are.
Absolutely.
But there are so many different avenues you can go into in trucking, and those too need to be ventured. Those too, a small percentage of females are working in those, and I think we should also support, like you said, women entering brokerage, customer service, operations. I mean, there's so many other avenues.
Can I just say something on that? It starts with each and every woman out there needing to believe in themselves first.
Absolutely.
No matter what other people are telling them that they cannot do, they can do.
Be brave enough to put yourself in those
They can
places.
do it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know.
And we're available in case
anytime.
when we need to fly out. So if they don't believe in themselves, just for y'all who are watching, we are happy
us.
to fly out and find you and
their
just
new
let you know you can do
Literally.
it. We will come to you. You can do it. We can come either together or separately. But yeah, we're willing to just give that gusto. Like, hey, if you don't believe in yourself, allow us
To help you along.
help
to
you
show
and show
you
you.
how awesome you are.
If you don't have a mom, we can be that. No sister, we can be that.
Right.
No cousin, we can be that. No mentor, we are that.
We are.
First of all. So it's like, yeah, all of the situations that people have been through, whether it's women, and let's not exclude the men, but men too. But
Yeah.
absolutely, we can be that because we already are that. So this is what we do, and this is what we're going to do. So if we're like,
I think we're the dream team.
We are, right?
The two
Absolutely.
tornadoes? Are you kidding? Yeah, of course.
So we can call it like the storm success.
Oh.
Yes, I love it.
Success.
I love it.
We're having a whole brainstorming session.
I know.
It's so awesome.
Get out a whiteboard somewhere.
Right?
Seriously, it's crazy.
So where do we go from here, though? How do we get more women entering our industry? How do we take away those roadblocks, those obstacles? I think women in trucking is number one, obviously a great resource, like you said.
And I think you're number two.
Yeah.
Because without you guys doing this with us,
That's right. We
the
would
people that normally don't know about women in trucking, don't
Yeah.
know about anything, they don't know. It's you guys, all of you guys with the radio shows and the TV. It's you guys that pinpoint what we do and make it seem like it's so extravagant.
And I'm
But
gonna,
we appreciate that though.
thank you. And I'm going to get on my soapbox for just a few seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Because, my favorite part of my job is getting to meet new people in the industry. It is. And, from our meetings to where, you were in a Denny's getting breakfast.
Not the
and,
Denny's.
I mean, she had I don't know, you had something like around your neck.
I had
or wrapped
whiplash.
around
I had really
Okay,
bad
yeah.
whiplash.
In the Denny's.
And then Angie, you were
Yes.
like, your phone wasn't working. And like, you
Right,
were like,
and I'm
I
in the
don't know.
country, and I'm like, wait, I just got in, hold on.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to feed my giant rabbit at the same time I'm talking to her, and I'm like, don't mind me, I just walked in the door, and he's
Okay,
like,
but
wait.
where's the rabbit?
Why did you not bring the rabbit with you?
Oh my, because I flew in, and I refused to put him under.
Emotional support animal?
I know.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that.
But that's my favorite part of my job is those
Yeah.
interactions I get. And,
Yes.
and for me, it goes past just having y'all on the show. These are relationships I want to continue to grow and keep y'all included because we wouldn't have content, we wouldn't have anything to share about our industry without y'all. And it's the new things that y'all do and the new actions y'all take. I know. I
love it.
It's us.
That we're gonna keep moving forward and we're gonna keep growing and again I keep saying it like every interview, but the Ladies Who Launch segment, that's why I made it, is for people like you. You inspired me and you made me want to make that. It deserved a name, it deserved its own time and place for it. And I'm more excited to meet because I guarantee there's more women like you in the industry and they need a platform and a voice to be heard. So that's the least that I feel like I can do in our station can do. So.
But I love that you feel that way. I also love, like you said that, like you have a choice. So in case she didn't hear me when I said you're stuck, I think she missed over that part. So you're stuck too. So in case you didn't hear that part, like you're stuck with us.
I love it. I'm happy to be stuck.
So it's like meeting the new people. It's a family. So I just like the House family. Actually, just inducted me in their Hall of Fame, right?
Right here. And I'm
Right
like,
there.
I know that lady.
Yes, and I'm telling you, I was like, what? So now the family grows. I'm so grateful for that. And you guys, it's like,
Thank you.
you don't have the choice. So when you're talking to us too, I'm just speaking for us too, we just want to say that
Double trouble.
You would love to keep contact, but actually you don't have a choice now. So like
Perfect.
the secret contract that we signed when we sat in the chairs, just like underneath like a laser,
Yes.
means that you're stuck with us.
So you know about it.
You're
Yeah.
stuck,
Yeah.
You're stuck with us.
I'm,
There's no
I'm
way.
ready for it. I'm so excited.
We're so grateful.
Is there anything else you want to let our viewers know before we let you go? What do you want the one message for them to take away from this, take away from our time, take away from this convention? What do you want them to know? Who wants to go first?
Well, okay. It all starts with learning to believe in yourself. I know there's a lot of people out there with mental health issues. COVID was really hard on the world, and households are really suffering. So it's got to start with you. If you want change, take the steps to do it. I would not be here right now if I had not told Toothless Joe that
Toothless
this
Joe.
is not happening, right? So every step that I took, and there was a lot of steps, I kept taking them and kept taking them. And those stumbling blocks, you think, turn them into stepping stones, right?
Absolutely.
And you can be here too anytime.
I
You
agree.
just got to change the story you're telling yourself, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Perspective.
Right?
Yes.
Perspective.
I love it.
I'm officially designer minor now, just so
That's
you know,
right.
the whole thing.
That's
so,
right.
okay.
Changing the way people look at us.
That's right.
So I think it's just, I'm going to piggyback off what she said. It's just a don't stop, keep going thing.
Yeah.
It's like, don't stop. Just, even if it's hard and obstacles come, it doesn't matter. Don't give up. And even if it takes you a little while longer than what you expected, do not give up. It takes a while. Sometimes everything quick is not great. Okay, so, and then look at us. Like, judge from our stories. Like, this can happen. This can happen. We don't even have enough time to go into both of our in-depth stories.
Right.
We'd be here like all day.
I know, right?
You have to do like a whole
I know.
movie series. So yeah, and it's definitely just to believe in yourself.
Documentary.
Yes, we're gonna do it.
I mean, we've got a lot of ideas.
We have a lot of things to work on.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
we have a lot of things to work on.
Look at the
It can
writers, come
happen.
on.
It can happen. We're definitely gonna keep doing
Yeah.
what we do. You got to keep doing what you are doing.
Yeah.
You have
Thank
to
you
keep
so much.
right next to her. Yeah. So, and we have to just stay connected, and we have to make sure that everyone knows it's possible, and you can do it. If we could do it, they can do it.
Let's do this again next conference and see what we did in the last year,
Okay.
right?
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
I love
And I
that.
want to say thank you to Reagan. I sprung on her at breakfast this morning to co-host with
Oh,
me.
by the way,
go.
right?
And
Seriously?
thank you so much. I want to ask you though, like,
Yeah.
if this is also your first Women in Trucking conference, like,
is.
what are you
Awesome.
taking away from this? What are you excited for next year?
I'm pumped for next year. I'm so glad we got to connect. Talk about like, you know, people meeting each other at
Right.
this conference. Bryce came up to me at bike night, and that's where
Yes.
we met, you know.
So bike night was ahead. It
Everybody go to bike night
Yes.
next year. No, but seriously, meeting people, like you said, I mean, that's always my favorite part of my job. But especially here, I mean, I got to meet you ladies, like just by chance, you know. I mean, it's so wonderful. Next year, I'm looking forward to meeting even more people and learning even more. I mean, I'm ever growing, ever learning, and this conference fosters that environment. So,
Absolutely.
So continuing to do that and looking up to people like you guys who are
Oh,
excellent
thank you.
examples
Thank
of course.
you very much. Thank
Two
you.
very different stories, two success stories. You know, like that's the thing you have in common. So yeah.
We sprung this last minute too.
I know.
We were like,
No,
let's do this
but
together.
It
We were like,
was,
let's
it
make
was
it happen.
meant to be.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
And
way better.
It was
Great
meant to be,
energy.
and
Yeah.
I hate that we have to close this out, but this
But,
was the
yeah.
best way to end this conference. I'm
Oh,
really glad
thank
it happened
you.
this way.
Thank you.
And I just want to let everyone know watching, thank you for watching us, and
Thank you.
thank you for
Thank
being
you.
a follower, and thank you to guests like y'all for being a part of this, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
just hopefully we can, like we said, we're stuck with each other now.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. They don't have a choice either.
We're stuck with BCB Live.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, all right.
All right.
I can live with that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to our viewers. This is the final and last interview of Women in Trucking Conference 2022. I'm here with Reagan Payne, Angelique Temple, and Kathy
And the
Tuccaro.
Tornadoes.
And the Tornadoes, of course. And that's it, guys. You're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.